Good morning. It's Sunday Morning Live with John M. And here is our host, John M.
Good morning. I'm going to kick things off this morning with a song that's been recorded by Rodney Crowell and Emmylou Harris. And then I will explain to you where we are and why we're here and who's with us and all like that. This is Leaving Louisiana in the Broad Daylight. Well, man, we start running with the traveling man. I left her mama crying with her head in her hands. Such a sad case, so broken hearted. She said, Mama, gotta go, gotta get out of here, gotta get out of town, tired of hanging around, gotta roll on between the ditches. It's just an ordinary story about the way things go, round and around, nobody knows, and the highway goes on forever. Oh, that old highway, it goes on forever. Now she never would have done it if she hadn't got drunk, if she hadn't started running with the traveling man, if she hadn't started taking those crazy chances. Daughter, let me tell you about the traveling kind. Everywhere they're going, such a very short time, they'll be long gone before you know it. Oh, they'll be long gone before you know it. Never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever done it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Now this is down in the swampland, anything goes. It's alligator bait and the bars don't close. It's a real thing down in Louisiana. Have you ever seen a Cajun when he really got mad, when he really got trouble like a daughter gone bad? It gets real hot down in Louisiana. Yeah, so the stranger better move it or he's gonna get killed. Gonna have to get it or the shotgun will. This ain't no time for lengthy speeches. Oh, this ain't no time for lengthy speeches. Never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever done it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever done it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. It's just an ordinary story about the way things go. Round and around, nobody knows, and the highway goes on forever. Yeah, that old highway goes on forever.
Never get tired of listening to you.
Oh, for Louisiana in broad daylight. And that was one of two songs that I've actually worked up just specifically for this road trip that Hillorie and I have been on for the past week. Last week we came to you from Santa Cruz with my childhood buddy Rick Kern, and last night we were here in actually right now we're in Acampo, California, which is right next to Lodi. And we were in Lodi last night for a wonderful house concert in a barn. We're going to tell you more about that in a minute. And it was hosted by today's special guest, Pam Reisler, who is Hillorie's lifelong friend.
So it's sort of a traveling lifelong friend thing.
So yeah, you have kind of an amazing story, I know, which you and Hillorie are going to get into in a minute. And last night and you actually sang with me a little bit in the house concert,
Right.
which was a very cool thing. We had some 30-odd people came last night.
And John Zipper.
And John Zipper was there. He was originally supposed to be here this morning, and his travel arrangements did not allow for it, so he couldn't make it this morning.
Yeah, he's with his lifelong friend. So it's
yeah.
really a weekend with his lifelong friend.
But it was a great concert and an unusual one for me. We all sat around on this horse track basically.
Basically, an indoor arena.
Indoor arena, right? And played a bunch of songs, and that was one of them. And you and I are going to kind of reprise a couple of the songs we did last night in a minute. But I thought, as longtime followers of the show know, I usually do interview all the guests here. But on this occasion, I persuaded Hillorie to kind of sit in the hot seat a little bit because, as I said before, Hillorie and Pam have known each other much longer than Pam and I have. And Pam, you and I have become very good friends.
Yes.
In the short time that I've known you, but since Hillorie knows you so much better than I do, and you guys have so much history, I thought I would let her talk to you for a little bit. So I am going to hand it off to today's co-host, Hillorie, and let you guys talk a little bit.
Good morning, everybody. So this is my friend from 3 years old. We obviously can't hit on everything, but I did want to talk a little bit about when we met. And I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember we met because my father was an arranger and composer, and he used to hire her father, who was this amazing violinist, to play in his sessions. And they realized they had children the same age. And I remember going to your dad's house in Laurel Canyon on the little part of Laurel Canyon.
Yes.
So tell me about that house because I don't remember, or do you remember?
I remember some of it, and I do believe that it was on, like you said, it was on the corner.
On the little part of
little
Laurel
time,
Canyon.
little road.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have very fond memories of that house because it was like a little guest house behind a bigger house, and my mom and dad were divorced. I was 3, and my father I'd go with him on the weekends, and he would boil water on a hot plate and make hot dogs. That was like the best thing in the whole world. That's my best memory from that little house. But yeah, Hillorie and I have known each other. Then there was a period where we didn't see each other, and then I went to actually live with my dad when I was 13 and ended up in the junior high that Hillorie was in, and that's when we've been together ever since.
We used to buy LPs together, and because they were $3.98, and neither of us could afford like a whole one, so we'd write our names on the covers of the albums. And
I
think
we
you
do
got
$1.50 and $1.50, and they all got stolen out of my parents' garage, which is really a shame.
Really sucks.
But it was.
I kind of want to fast forward to high school because we were in Folk Song Club, which was the cool club, and Pam actually elected herself president of Folk Song Club every year. And talk about some of those memories of Folk Song Club. We'd go into a room once a week, and everybody would play songs for each other.
And we'd sing. And we just had a wonderful time because, as you remember, everybody from that era, the 60s were really an innocent time still, until we graduated, and then things started to get a little crazy. But Folk Song Club was just a wonderful camaraderie of friends.
Did you play guitar back then?
I played guitar, yes, I did. We had Joan Baez and Bob
And you played
Dylan,
that thing that had the
dulcimer.
Yes.
A dulcimer.
Thank you.
Yeah, the thing. And yeah, so it was just great. I mean, we really had a great time. And
this is Pam's dog.
This is Slick.
This is Slick.
And I'm so blessed to have them here. I do need to say that they were up quite a few times last year. I was in the hospital from August to December. On Thanksgiving evening, John brought his guitar and we sang in my room. And I think the whole floor was enjoying it. I know that. But they were there on Thanksgiving for me to have a little song fest. And then they went out to dinner, and then they came back, and we sang some more. It really meant a lot. It meant a lot to have them there with me. It meant a lot that they were traveling like that up and down. And I want to say thank you to everyone who knew about that and was praying for me. It's
A lot of people praying for her. A lot of really, really good vibes coming her way.
It's been a God shot for sure, and I'm feeling great. So on we go here.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about this place too, because this is what she calls Pammy Land, and it's a ranch. It's a 5-acre ranch where she has her horses and her dog. And she's always been into animals ever since I've ever known her. She's ridden horses, wanted a property with horses, and she finally got it. So talk about Pammy Land.
Well, in 2001, I think, my stepmom graciously purchased this 5 acres, and in 2003 we developed it, and I just have my dream. It's a little slice of heaven here in Acampo, and I'm able to just spend my days with things that I love the most.
Can I jump in here for a second?
Yes.
A lot of people are into horses, and a lot of people in a lot of different places are into horses. Not too many people are into them like you are. First of all, I would like you to briefly explain for people what cutting is, because when people like me think of cutting, they either think of scissors and paper, or they think of cutting a song in the studio or something.
Cutting evolved because of the old cowboys. You know, they'd rope the cows, drag them to the fire, but first they had to separate them from their mothers, and that's where cutting comes in. And so we have a 2.5 minute time span to separate a cow out of a herd, work it, and work 3 in a 2.5 minute period. And the horses are incredibly athletic. I don't know, Ivy, if you can get a picture of that.
Well, this is what I was building up to. This is a photograph of Pam. That's Pam on the horse, and she is cutting. That's a cutting horse.
And that is my boy, Traveling Boonlight, his name is. And it's a passion. It's wonderful, and what a wonderful, blessed thing it is to share life with these animals. They are incredible.
I wanted to. It's, you don't just get out and ride trails.
No, but I like to.
Yes, yeah, but you're a real horse person, and
Thank you.
that is real. That takes real kind of athletic skill, and
Thank you.
And all the more impressive that, as you and Hillorie just referred to a few minutes ago, you went through this harrowing ordeal all of last year, where I'm. Again, as I said last night, we need to get into all the nitty gritty of it, but you were very ill, and a lot of people had actually written you off and said, well, that's it for Pam. And you came back from that. And now you're riding horses again, and you're singing songs and making music again, and I just think it's amazing.
So awesome.
And I'll let you continue now. I just wanted to make sure.
No, that's really all I wanted to touch on, because there's so much. I mean, we could go into all the stories about, like, when we were driving home in Laurel Canyon and a bunch of bowling balls came down the street. And there's a house that was owned by I think it was Fatty Arbuckle, and it had a bowling alley in it. And somehow these bowling balls came out, and she had to go home and explain it to her father, and he's like, shining a flashlight in her eye and saying, what are you on, and what have you been smoking, and it truly was the bowling balls. So things like that, things like that. There's so many stories, but what I really like is if you guys would sing, and maybe, I don't know, you didn't work this up, but maybe the song you sang in the hospital.
Sweet Baby James.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. But first I want to do these other songs. But yeah, we'll squeeze that in. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, that's a special song.
I was planning on doing that this whole trip, and I haven't done it yet, so we'll make sure we get to that. But first, I want to... oh, you could have stayed over there.
No,
but it's... This is is an old song, which it's been a while since I've done it on this show. I usually play this song on the 12 string, but Pam said, no, when you sing that song with me, you got to do it on the 6 string. I said, okay. So it works both ways. This is an old favorite for both of us by Cat Stevens, or Yusef Islam as he currently calls himself. Now that I've lost everything to you, you say you want to start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving. If you want to leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear, and a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Oh, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, it's a wild world. And I always remember you like a child. You know, I've seen a lot of what the world can do, and it's breaking my heart in two, 'cause I never want to see you sad, girl. Don't be a bad girl, but if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice friends out there. Just remember there's a lot of bad and beware. Yeah. Oh, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Well, oh, baby, it's a wild world. And I always remember you like a child. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baby, I love you, but if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice friends out there. Just remember there's a lot of bad and beware. Beware. Oh, baby, it's a wild world. Hard to get by just upon a smile. Yep. Oh, baby, it's a wild world. And I always remember you like a child girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Pam.
They melted last night when you did that. That was very cool.
Thank you.
All right. We're doing mostly cover songs this morning, but not entirely. Pam and I actually have worked up an original John M. song. And this is exciting for me because I really like this song, but I don't play it as often as I would like to. I'm not sure I've ever played it. I might have played it once a long time ago on Sunday Morning Live, but I don't play it all that often because I don't too often have somebody to sing it with me, and it really kind of needs another vocal.
And now he does.
But now I got one. So Pam and I did this last night at the concert in the barn, and we're going to do it again for you this morning. This is off my current album, M6. It's the lead-off song, and I'm told this is a true story, that just a little something somebody did to show his love for someone. And I was so impressed with the story that I put it into a song. And it's called 99 Roses. It goes something like this. till the last one dies, till the last one dies. I will love you till the last one dies. That's what he wrote with his pencil lead. 99 roses, yellow and red. It came with a letter. The letter said, I will love you till the last one's dead. Till the last one dies, till the last one dies. I will love you till the last one dies. All right now. Well, she had not seen him quite some time. He had to leave the country, she had to stay behind. He said, I'll be with you in my mind, and I'll return to you in time. Till the last one dies, till the last one dies. I will love you till the last one dies. Now those roses smelled so lovely, the stems were long and green. But what was he saying? What could it mean? Till the last one dies, what's going on? We all know cut roses don't live long. Till the last one dies, till the last one dies. I will love you till the last one dies. Well, soon her wonder turned into fear, turned into anger. He should be here till the last one dies. What's going on? What is he saying? Something wrong. 99 roses. When the day was done, she counted through them, one by one. That's when she noticed, deeply concealed, there was just one flower that was not real. Till the last one dies, till the last one dies. I will love you till the last one dies, till the last one dies, till the last one dies. I will love you till the last one dies.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I love that song. And it's true, he doesn't play it often because he doesn't have anyone to
Well,
sing.
we're gonna. I'm going to. I can't believe now that you've mentioned it. Now that you remind me, I was going to do this last night for you. And
Well, this has a story to it because when we were at Pam's room on Thanksgiving, she talked about this song and she said she started singing it by herself actually, and then John picked up on it and sang it. So he's going to do it now with Pam.
we haven't really worked this up. I'm just going to play it the way I always play it. And we'll just see what happens. But
Improv.
there is a young cowboy who lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his fire, thinking about women and glasses of beer, closing his eyes as the doggies retire. He sings out a song which is soft but it's clear, as if maybe someone could hear. Singing good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams? And rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane. Well now, the 1st of December was covered with snow. So was the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston, though the Berkshires seemed dreamlike on account of that frosting. 10 miles behind me, 10,000 more to go. There's a song that they sing when they take to the highway, a song that they sing when they take to the sea, a song that they sing when they're home in the sky. Maybe you can believe it if it helps you to sleep. Singing works just fine for me. Singing good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams? And a rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Very pretty song.
Beautiful, you guys.
Thank you. How we doing on time? Wow, 10 minutes. Okay. Well, let's see. You and I met each other through Hillorie. So I've known you now for a few years. You've come down to LA a few times, and we've come up here a few times, and you've introduced me to your horses and your dogs and so forth. And we've gotten to know the surrounding area a little bit. You know, the first, we came up here, this concert that we did in the barn last night was actually the second one. We did it a couple of years ago.
On Halloween.
Was it really?
Right, it
wow.
was on October, just about Halloween.
Oh man, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, we I'm used to playing in traditional venues, in clubs and bars and coffee houses and different places. And we came out here in the surrounding area here. It's all, there's a lot of dirt roads and a lot of isolated highways and a lot of horse farms. And
a lot of grapes.
And a lot of grapes. A lot of wineries, a lot of cattle. And so we pulled into this driveway, and there's this big horse arena, horse corral, and I'm like, what am I getting into? And people are going, well, you can set up your stuff right here, and there was this little slab of concrete, and man, I don't know about this. And it's just all dirt on the ground, and horses running around out in the fields. And I set up my PA and went to do sound check, I remember. And check 1, 2. And all these horses come thundering in from the fields. Well, what's going on? And they're all, craning their necks over the fence. And it was hilarious. But I found out that the acoustics in a horse arena are really spectacular, and they were again last night. The sound was just incredible, and my buddy John Zipper was there and played with us, and we just had a wonderful time for the second time now, So thank you for letting us do that and for inviting us. And
hi, John, if you're out there, wish you were here singing with us this morning too.
so having come up here several times.
Say hi to Barry Rudolph.
Hey Barry, how you doing, buddy?
And how's Blanca? Tammy. Oh, Tammy.
Tammy, hi. And my aunt, is my aunt watching too? And Barbara.
Lots of people to say hi to.
Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Hey.
Good to see you, Eric.
I'll be in tomorrow. Driving back today.
I'm bringing her back today, kicking and
Luann.
screaming.
Julie. Hey, Julie.
So
Julie's different? No.
So this is a song that I've come up here several times. Hillorie and I have come up here several times, mostly to visit with Pam, and we did come up once before for a previous barn concert, but we've come up a couple other times. As Pam mentioned, we came up on Thanksgiving to visit her in the hospital because nobody needs to be alone in a hospital on Thanksgiving. Give me a break. So we did that, and every time I've come up here, I've said to myself, and have sometimes said to other people around me, I got to work up this song. We keep coming up here to Lodi, and I have to learn this song just so I can say I played it here. So I've never done it before on this show, Sunday Morning Live, but we did do it last night, and it went over real big. So, and it's a fun little thing. And Pam is going to sing this one with me too. So this will probably close it out, at least musically, for us this morning. But this is just a fun little ditty, an oldie by John Fogerty and Creedence Clearwater Revival. And by now, I know that you know what the song is.
So sing along at home.
So I'm just gonna sing it.
Follow me.
Just about a year ago, I set out on the road, seeking my fame and fortune, was looking for a pot of gold. Things got bad, things got worse, I guess you know the tune. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. Came in on a Greyhound, I'll be walking out if I go. I was just passing through, must be 7 months or more. Ran out of time and money, looked like you took my friend. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. Hey! The man from the magazine said I was on my way. Somewhere I lost connection, ran out of songs to play. Came into town, a one-night stand, looks like my plan fell through. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. Oh Lord, I'm stuck in Lodi again. Now if I only had $1 for every song I sung, every time I had to play while people sat there drunk, you know I'd catch the next train back to where I live. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. Oh Lord, Stuck in Lodi.
Bye.
So fun.
So, Hillorie, is there anything? Do you and Pam have anything else you want to add as we wrap this up?
I think we pretty much capsulized it. Any questions, you can private message us on Facebook.
Okay.
We will tell all.
You heard it here. So, thank you, as always, to all of you for joining us. Thank you for liking and for sharing. And please continue to tell your friends about this show. We do it every Sunday morning. We're now, as we always do, no matter where we are going to go out and find ourselves some breakfast someplace. My thanks especially to our dear friend who asked to remain anonymous this morning, but obviously Hillorie is not manning the camera this morning, so we have a good friend who is doing that, and thank you to her as well. And keep watching and keep messaging us. Give us your feedback, your questions, your suggestion for guests, and so forth. We do have a guest booked for next Sunday. I don't remember offhand who that person is, but I know it's somebody very special from the music community in LA. Hillorie and I are going to be back on the road this afternoon, back to LA. So we will see you next week, next Sunday morning at 10 o'clock Pacific time from LA for another edition of Sunday Morning Live. And for now, from Pammyland in Acampo, California, cheers. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
week.